Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Do You Sis, the podcast. I am one of your hosts, Jenyl, but our technical analyst, that's why it took us a while to start. Hopefully this all comes out good. She's not here. She's busy. She's a working gal.
So I'm back again.
Yeah. I think these are a little too loud, don't you think?
Not for me.
No? Okay. Maybe it's my... Okay, I think that's better for me. Okay. Anyways, so we are back here. Karyssa's back again, filling in for another sister. Because Kara's a working gal. So the curls are out today. Didn't feel like doing any of my hair. And
again, I have no makeup on.
I'm finally back. Yeah, I'm back.
I have no makeup on again. Just wanted a disclaimer. I looked at myself the other time and oof, I didn't look too good.
I know. I always tell Kara, I'm like, you know what? Like when this becomes a big thing, I'm like, dang, like they're gonna be like, these girls need to step it up with their
yeah, I
thought we just been coming on here like we're nothing, as if this isn't trying to make us a career. We really just be
Kara
chilling.
comes always dolled up.
Yeah, she always comes dolled up. I can't.
Me either. I don't really try.
Okay, sorry, I can't see how I look, so I just hope it looks good.
Me too.
So let's just hope for the best. Okay, anyways. Okay, guys, so welcome back to another episode. And I'm not sure what number this is. I kind of want to start doing that, like episode 90, episode 94, whatever. But we are back. We are here. We're ready to get started. Let's do a quick little recap of the weekend. So, Karyssa, what did you do this weekend?
So, as you guys know, if it's into last week's episode. So, I've been carless for quite some time. So, what I did this weekend, what did I do on Friday? Absolutely nothing. Had nowhere to go.
We were both here on Friday, right? Together? Yeah.
Oh, no, we went to go get yogurt.
Yeah, we had pizza and yogurt.
So that was fun. Saturday, we went swimming again. And then me and my mom got drinks and sushi, and we watched the Final Four, which RIP, all of my teams are out.
Oh, seriously? Villanova lost?
Yes, Villanova lost, and unfortunately, Duke lost. That was a great game. But anyways, I hate Kansas.
Last right. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so I don't like Kansas, so I guess I'm going for UNC. And then today, I just chilled.
Yeah. So I did basically what Karyssa did on Friday. We just went, we had some pizza ordered here, which was drama getting the pizza here, but we finally came, and then we went to get some frozen yogurt at my old stomping grounds. My very first job, if anybody was wondering, was Orange Leaf, which is a yogurt shop. So we went back to that and was just kind of chilled. We didn't really do anything. We didn't watch movies or anything. Just kind of like talked with our mom and stuff. And then on Saturday, I did absolutely nothing. It is fiesta time here in the San Antonio area. If you guys know, you know. If you don't, we don't really know how to explain it. It's just a big party that San Antonio throws every April for 2 weeks for no reason. I don't know.
It's just fiesta.
Oh, it's just, I guess, like celebrating the San Antonio culture, the Mexican, Hispanic culture, with parades and bands
and chicken on a stick. If I hear that one more damn time.
And a carnival, just a really big party, very colorful. There's beers. It's just like a huge party San Antonio throws every end of March, early April for 2 weeks straight. So I think I'm going to do that this next weekend. I didn't go to... Dad, leave us alone. We're recording. I didn't go this weekend, but that's been going on. So yesterday I just really relaxed. Today we just ran some few errands and kind of just had a really chill Sunday. I did some cleaning. I'm going to continue to clean after we film this episode. But nothing too crazy or spectacular. I
do want to say, if you are going to fiesta, like, clean up your trash. I'll show you this video after we get off air, but there's this, like, I saw a video of like the aftermath, and the whole street was filled with like trash.
That's literally like New Orleans day to day. But the difference between that and New Orleans is, like, New Orleans, they know for a fact that happens every single night. So if you like are up early in the morning and you go out to Bourbon Street, you just see like like armies of cleaning for the next day. Like, but they're used to that. Where like San Antonio only happens every
I know, but it's just sad because it looks at the street and it's like gross,
it's disgusting.
I'm not a huge fiesta,
but to be completely honest, the trash cans get overfilled, and like whoever's working, I don't know how it works, if it's a city, if it's a company within the city, but like they're not taking out the trash can. So people are like, if I'm just gonna put it on top, it's gonna tumble over, might as well just throw it over. Like, take out the trash. Where else are we supposed to put it if there's no trash cans?
I mean, hold it.
I'm not gonna hold my trash for 4 hours because they can't take out the trash, whoever's working here.
I'm sure there's trash cans everywhere. You just have
You'd
to
be
find
surprised.
Them. You just have to find them, but
that's
just
true.
make sure
or go to the restroom trash cans. That's a good idea too.
Just make sure you throw your stuff away. Let's live for another 30 years.
Yeah, it's pretty bad trash. But speaking of Karyssa talking about March Madness, so today me and Karyssa, since we were the sports gals of the team, we have the sisters. Kara did play sports, so we're not gonna take that from her. But we had a friend recently who went viral on Twitter for a tweet that was really funny. Her name is Buzz. Shout out to
Buzz.
It was Champagne Buzz, I think, on Twitter.
Yeah, Champagne Buzz.
And she tweeted, AAU was crazy. They really had you breaking a full court press at 8 a.m. Which, if you know, you know. But her tweeting that made us think about, ew. Did you just hear? Did you just like, oh my God, that sounded like an animal.
Sorry. You know what mom told me yesterday? She paused the game and she said, "Are you sick?" And I was like, "No." And she literally has whole like, how I need cosmetic help for my nose.
The cosmetic.
But I guess it's true. Okay, I won't breathe in the mic.
That breath was really like, I was like, what the? Anyways, so today me and Karyssa decided to talk about our 3 favorite things of select sports / college sports and our 3 worst things we hate about sports when it came to that stuff. This isn't going to be relatable to everyone, but if you can relate, it's really funny and you probably will agree with us. If you can't relate, it's just be happy that you don't have to go through these annoying ass circles that our parents forced upon us.
If you didn't do AAU or college, I mean, if you played a high school sport, this can kind of be relatable to you, depending.
Well,
okay,
not
disregard that.
Just
okay,
because AAU sports is year round. If you played high school, it was only.
I have my list,
time.
so that's why I'm going to be on my phone.
Oh, I didn't even make one. Excuse me. She came prepared to my own podcast. I'm just gonna
So 3 bad things, 3 good things, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want me to go first since I have one of my lists?
Go for it, sis.
Oh.
Are we going with the good one or the bad ones?
So I'm gonna do the bad ones first. Okay.
The bad ones first.
Okay, I'll do one, you do one. So at least for me, I'm not gonna say the exact team I played for, but there's like this one team this really is focused on. But one thing I hated about the AAU is like the preparation.
Meaning
like you had to do a running workout. You had to do like these drills that were catered to like how the game was gonna be like. So like it was like a 4-week prep because we were gonna go travel for like a week or a month straight of playing.
Right,
so we wouldn't have any practice time.
Okay.
So it was so much like getting into like the conditioning part. I hated prepping for games.
Yeah.
Like the tournament season. You know what I'm saying? Like tournament season. Mm-hmm. I hated the preparation for that. And that's one thing I just hated. Like, it still irks me.
Yeah, I completely agree. I'm what's a double sports gal. So I did play select soccer and I did play select basketball, which were 2 completely different worlds, even though it's still select sports. They were just 2 completely different things, which is very strange because it's select sports. But anyways, so I agree.
Copy.
Prepping the sports, this feels more comfy and it's hiding me. For the sports preparation, obviously I played soccer, which is besides track like the most running sport, I guess I would say, technically. Yes, you don't breathe into the mic.
Yeah, move it down.
So we did have to run 2 miles before every practice, which was very annoying. It wasn't like set in stone, but like everybody knew. Like he basically told us, because we were doing in practice was practicing. We don't have condition. He says that's what you do on your own time. You're here to practice. I'm not your conditioning coach. I'm your soccer coach. So we have to practice on our own. Obviously, everybody, played in school. So like they would do their exercising at school and stuff like that. But it was kind of like written in stone, not written in stone. So we'd have to get to practice basically 45 minutes early than we're supposed to get there, and we all run 2 miles together. Or if you get there by yourself and you do it early, whatever you want to do. And when we got to the age, everybody started driving. They started driving themselves to practice and carpooling, whatever. I hated my team, so I hated like 2 of my soccer teams. So yeah, that was very, I think, unnecessary and annoying. It's like we play soccer 7 days a week. We're pretty much in shape. We don't need to run before each. But I would say one of the things that I hated the most first was just the time it took away from having a regular life in the summertime.
I think that's one of my...
Oh, was it?
One of my things. Go ahead.
But yeah, because Obviously.
Yeah, it's number 2.
Oh, number 2. Okay, I guess we'll go into those 2. Was taken away from regular things of life. Like, depending on what sport you played, there's tournaments basically year round, but usually the summer was more tournament time because they knew obviously kids were out of school rather than like in the fall. So they can't we used to leave early sometimes from school on Fridays because we had tournaments in like other states and stuff. But like in the summertime, it was kind of no game. There was no time. You could have a tournament on a Wednesday because they knew that kids were out of school, which doesn't really make sense for the parents. But for the kids, it was easier because they didn't have to pull them out of school. So like always traveling and not being able to be with our friends, even when we were younger kids. Like,
you know how many quinces we missed?
How many quinces now? Anyway, so back to what we were saying. All the quinces that we missed, all of the quinces we couldn't stand in. Having quince ourselves, like it was a lot. It's almost borderline child abuse because it takes up a lot of your time as a child. You're literally doing something 7 days a week because if you play school sports,
You're
you're
a little bit loud, or just
like this.
Yeah.
I need to turn my down a little bit. This is good.
It's loud.
It's really loud. Oh, excuse me. How's this?
Yeah, it's fine.
Is this better?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So basically for 7 days a week, especially when you're playing your school sport, like you're doing the sport every single day, twice a day, because you would have it 3 times a day. Actually, you would have your practice in the morning at your school, then you have athletic period practice, and then you have practice after school. So you do it 3 times a day sometimes. And in college, you definitely had 3 days. You had your training, conditioning, you had your sports, then you had your weightlifting. Like it was a bunch of stuff. Obviously, it's a life we chose, so we're not like sitting here complaining about it. But it was a lot. It was a lot to deal with as a child.
I had this one team that we only practiced on Saturdays and Sundays, and then on Saturdays it was like 2 a day, so it was like 8 to 12, and then we had a hour break or 2 hour break, can't remember. Then it was like 3 to 6, and then on Sunday it was like 3 to 6. So like I remember every single school week I'd have so much fun, and then how people were excited for Fridays because it was like the weekends. I would dread Fridays. I would be like, oh my god, like I don't want Friday to come. That's the one thing I just hated. It just kind of ruined like your youth. Yeah, no.
and obviously people who love
I know, we obviously
genuinely loved the sport and they want to like play in the WNBA bubble, like that was fun. But to me, sometimes it was, you had to forget that some people were children. Like a lot of kids, like at least me personally, I didn't, but a lot of girls like didn't get to go to prom or like had to go late to prom.
Oh my god, this girl, I remember like, because back in the day we had 2 days on Saturdays. She was going to her prom as she should.
Yeah, senior prom,
and the coach was like, basically like gave her shit about it and was like, I guess you're not serious or whatever crap she was saying. And I remember the girls who were like not as committed as
Can I just say her name?
No. The girls that weren't, I know, the girls who weren't committed, we were like, bro, it's her fucking senior prom. Like
once in a lifetime, this practice is going to be her next week, and senior prom is not going to be her next week, and those are memories you're going to have for the rest of your life.
I'm glad
so like
she went.
Seriously. And like even like our softball team, like in college, like a lot of them would miss our softball team in college, like they would miss graduation because they would have their tournament, so they would do like little graduations in their hotel room, which is a huge thing to miss. I mean obviously what you're playing is paying for your school for graduation, but like I don't know about high school because obviously I didn't play softball in high school, never, so I don't know what they were like. But at least with us, as basketball and soccer season and track season were all really linked, and basketball and soccer season overlapped each other. So in high school I just played basketball and select soccer. It was just a lot, but like
I had nothing to do with it.
No, because I was saying things that you miss. And ours was like then. So we miss like homecoming stuff sometimes because of select soccer or select basketball. We couldn't go to some of the homecoming things because we'd have practice after school and like little things like that. But it took a lot of youth away from us that we again willingly obviously choose. I'm just sitting here trying to complain. It's a lot of money. I didn't realize how expensive it was until mom and dad like broke it down to us. I was like, why did y'all ever spend that much money on things that we hated?
So that was my number 2. So
okay.
What's your number 2 that you didn't like?
My number 2, I think I didn't like, was the expectations for them to forget that we were kids.
Oh, that's a good one.
Because like they just were.
I'm gonna need you to turn down one more time you're very loud.
Is this better?
Yes.
Okay, this is better. Sorry everybody if I was screaming in your ear earlier. Yeah, my number two would definitely be that they would forget that we were kids. Like, we wanted to do kid things. We would joke around. We would think things are funny. Like, we were 13, 12, 10, like children. So the fact that we were getting, first of all, now that I'm thinking about it as an adult, like a grown man screaming at a 12-year-old girl in the face is so uncalled for. Now, I get it. Guys are like, boys are different. Boys are blah, 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 which I can maybe see. But at the end of the day, like, you shouldn't be a grown man screaming at a child in the face, a little girl at that. Like, how is that acceptable?
Well, I think it's why they're screaming. I think like obviously like if you make a mistake, you're obviously not high school, right? You sign up to be select because it's a whole other ball game.
That's true.
So like if you make a mistake, it's a little bit more intense. But I feel like if you know the child, like they're already beaten, right? Don't beat them down even more, and don't publicly like embarrass them
in front of the entire gym. And it's at the end of the day, you're a child.
Yeah.
You're not a WNBA player yet. Yes, are you trying to? Some girls did, and some boys did want to go to the NBA, WNBA. That's different. Some people are here just to play to get to college, and that's it. Some people don't want to go to the WNBA or go play professional soccer, professional whatever the sport is. So it's like we're here, we're doing what we're supposed to do, we're working hard. Some people make mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes. Like the famous quote, Michael Jordan didn't even make his high school team. Like, people make mistakes, you know what I mean? So, but for you to just belittle children, there's a difference between coaching and belittling. And I think a lot of coaches don't know that fine line. And at the end of the day, you're a child. Yeah. Now, when you get to college, that's a different ballgame because you're a woman. You're 21, 22. Some people come in late, play 26, 25. You're a grown adult. You should be able to be like, okay, like I'm getting yelled at as a grown adult. Not when you're 13, 15, 14, going through hormones, growing, periods, everything. You're kind of getting used to things. And it's like, why is a grown man screaming in the face because I forgot to play? Like, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, I remember we were on the sideline. Like, we had our sideline, it was practice, and we were like taking a break, whatever. So like, it's funny because there's certain teams, I think all select teams have those players, but okay, the people who are like really dedicated, and you have other people that are just good, but they're just want to go to college. You know what I mean? So like,
that was us.
It was
we were good, but we wanted to just go to college.
So we were like on like a practice timeout, whatever. We were talking about like some boy drama, what was going on with one of our friends, and then this coach had the audacity to come and like tell us like, oh, so you're talking about that? Well, you should have been talking about that play you messed up, blah blah blah, blah or something, whatever. And we're just like, bro, it's like a break. Like, we're not on the court, we're not like, on the stretching. Sideline. We're like getting water, and we're asking about the drama that happened, stuff like that. Like, some coaches remember like separate. There's kids, and then there's time.
But even at that, what was the word? We're kids.
Yeah, it's true.
We're not going to sit here and talk about stats at 14 years old when one boy in school was texting some other girl. We're going to talk about a drama. Especially, it was very, very, very rare, to be honest, which is kind of weird, that people from the same school played on the same select team. That was so rare. Everybody came from everywhere and played on one team.
Like, we're talking a lot on one, but I want, because you're getting into like my third bad one.
Oh, yeah. Excuse me. Maybe I just don't know you. I mean, we did live the same life together.
So one of my third ones I hated was the AAU drama.
Yeah.
Because like, at least in San Antonio, I mean, I'm sure it happens everywhere. At least in San Antonio, it's like, it was such a small world.
Right.
And like, since you didn't go to school, or you didn't play with your school teammates. You had to play with some random people. But like, it was always like so much different drama that kind of happened between like the AAU world that I just hated, because there's people that were just mean, jealous people. Instead of just being supportive, it was always like, oh, I need to be better than that person, and better than that person,
better than that school,
better than that school, and you have
that
to do
team,
this.
Yeah.
So the drama,
right?
I just didn't like it. It was just very like toxic,
very toxic,
and people were just like, I think it was more of like the parents. Like, parents were just really like
really toxic,
messed up, and it was like,
and really like always wanted to prove that my daughter was the best at this position in San Antonio.
Or my daughter's going to this school.
Yeah, my daughter's going to, and where are they now? Where are they now?
I know.
Graduated with a regular person job, like all the other girls who played. Like only about maybe one or two girls would go to the W.
Can you hear me? I can hear you. Okay,
there we go.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. Yeah. But like I said, hello. Where did they go? Played 4 years at a big D1. Congrats. And now where are they? Working a regular job like the regular girls, like everybody else who went to a regular D1, D2, D3, working regular jobs. I think there was only maybe per se that was the WNBA.
Don't say names.
Oh. Beep. Kara, bleep that out. Why? We're talking shit about her. We're saying she went to WNBA.
She did?
I don't know. Did she?
No.
Oh, no? Well, she went to a big D1.
I mean, I think like.
And what was the other girl's name? Kyra? Did she go to big D1?
Yeah.
Right? She to Texas Tech?
I just don't like saying names.
But why are we not talking shit about them directly? Because there's people who talk shit about we could say names, but we're not.
That's true. But yeah, I mean, some people went on and other people like didn't. But like I said, yeah, it was just to me like
so toxic. And it was like the parents, like y'all too damn grown to be acting like this. Like us girls just want to hang and go to parties together.
I know.
And y'all want us to sit here and hate each other and try
For
to beat each other
real.
out. Like,
remember when so and so was like, you cannot be friends with her. You shoot her, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
And we're like, what? Like, I can care less if she shoots threes. Like, I'm just trying to get my coin and leave.
I know. We're just trying to have fun and just be regular girls. And it was like the funniest part was when like the super dedicated ones would like join in our conversation and be like normal. They would get like looked down upon by the coaches because they were supposed to be like the example
stooping down to their level.
Always staying focused, like not talking about Justin Bieber, not talking about high school boys, like always talking about basketball. And they would like come to hang out with us and be like normal girls, and we'd be like, oh, you're actually pretty cool to talk to.
I remember one trainer was like,
don't even get a stars on the separate training from the select. Okay,
so I remember this one trainer, like it was a couple of us, there's like the dedicated, it was like sprinkle dedicated, not dedicated, not. And I just happened to be with one of the dedicated people, but I was like having a normal conversation. We were laughing, and he like stopped the whole training, so dramatic, but stopped the whole training, and then he was like, Karyssa.
I just want to say that. Karyssa.
He's like, Karyssa. He just like blasted me, and basically was like, his whole message was like how I'm like stopping someone's potential to like be better or something. Like I should have more pride in myself to like be at that level. Like I should be embarrassed I'm not at that level, something like that. And in my head I'm like, bro, first of all, my height alone, right? But other than that, like I'm not going D1. Like I don't care about D1 or like
you could have, you just don't want to.
That's true. Like WNBA, like I didn't care about that. So I remember I was looking at my friends or the people, I was like, that was so pointless. Like,
so unnecessary.
It was so unnecessary.
No, that would be my number 3. My number 3 was if you were ridiculed if you were not doing extra training with the trainer on top of 7 days a week training. Like, I'm not even kidding. Like, you were just like, oh, you're not going with the shooting coach that everybody uses. You're not doing extra strength and conditioning coach with everybody uses. And, like, don't get us wrong. Like, we did. Like, we had our own little strength and conditioning coaches. We had our own, or we would just go to the gym and then we'd, like, work out with them. Or we had, like, shooting coaches and handle coaches and just a bunch of other stuff. Stuff that I never even use. That's the funniest part.
Dude, for real.
Like, you don't even need all them damn fucking handles, to be completely honest.
I never, ever went behind the back or between the legs in a game.
When I
thank you.
So when I tell you I could do that behind the back, between the legs in my sleep and never, not once, use that in the game.
I never
my whole career of playing basketball, high school and select, playing against like huge D1 players, getting by them without needing any of those.
I think the
at all.
only move, the
spin move, can never go wrong with the spin move, the in and out.
No, the only move that I think I ever used that like I vividly remember like
Eurostep
training was the over the world Eurostep, like the
that was a good. I love me a good Eurostep.
That's the only thing I ever used from training. Other than that, like.
Oh, I love a good Euro step.
Never used
a good in and out movement is good, but yeah, like
simplicity's the best.
But
like,
yeah, because I guess because you would use behind the back if you don't want to like cross in front because they would just take it from you. That's what you'd use it. But you can do a good spin move and it'd be the same thing.
Or just be quick.
Right. Yeah, you don't need those. I could see the shooting because it can help you shoot. Now, the hours amount that I did go to shooting practice, did it make me a better shooter? No. It's just like, I was more of a layup kind of gal. I wasn't just a shooter. I mean, I did shoot my threes. Don't get me wrong. When I needed to shoot my threes, I made my threes. But those are people, like how people say Steph Curry. They're just shooters. That's their game, is to shoot. They love it. They're good at that.
I was bored as hell when
shooting 100 shots in the same spot. That shit sucked. It was, but like I said, everybody needs to know how to shoot, obviously. But like, even with soccer, and soccer is, no offense, it's even harder than basketball because you have to do all the running. Because you don't ever shoot sitting still.
Is
because
that tying into your third?
No, my third was having to do the extra stuff outside of playing 7 days a week. Oh. Because by the time you get to practice, your handles should already be good. We're not here teaching you how to do handles. You learn that somewhere else. Which I get the process because
crazy.
You know what I mean? Because it's like, right. Because by the time, even with soccer, by the time you get here, you should already have your handles, you should already have your footwork, you should already have your shooting techniques, whatever. So when we get here, we're just learning how to play with each other, learning plays, learning how to get better in game-like situations and stuff. So you shouldn't learn how to go behind the back here. We're not here to teach you that, which I understand, depending on what age you are.
Also, too, it's like I also think like depending on, because like one of them was like a money making factor. Cause, like, two people that just want to use their money. But I feel like as a parent, I think like you should know what teams to put your kids in. Like if your kid clearly cannot do that, don't put them on the top of the best.
But they wouldn't even make the team.
But okay, so we're gonna go to our positive.
Yeah, that was a lot of negatives. It was a very toxic environment, and it's something that I will be very grateful for forever because it just folded me to where I am today. The friends I made today in college, you know, playing soccer and making me to college, even just basketball, just the life that we made. So we could talk about some good things that we're grateful for. Was the traveling. It was fun.
Are you going first?
Okay, I guess so.
You go ahead.
Was the traveling. We got to do a lot of traveling out of the States, all over Texas, just fun times. And the the better times when we weren't playing were so fun because we got to be regular kids with some, and honestly, those became your best friends because you were with them, like I said, 7 days a week in the summer at least, because you all shared the same strength. Because San Antonio is one of the 7 biggest cities, but there's not that many reliable, good strength training when it comes to your sport. Everybody kind of uses the same people. Everybody knows everybody. Oh, I know this guy who does this. So it's very kind of through the vine. You don't just Google strength training coach. I mean, you can, but all the good players.
Word of mouth.
Right, word of mouth. The good players know who to go to, who not to go to. So you were either always in sessions with other people from other teams, so you kind of met each other that way with your same team. So you got to be with them 24/7, like all the time, every weekend, every waking moment. Then you guys would travel together. So you were always with them. So they became some of your really closest friends. So getting to travel with people besides my sister, obviously, with your best friends was really fun. And when we were playing tournaments, we didn't have to go against each other. So we were playing together. So we didn't have to like be pinned against each other, trying to make each other look bad. We got to like play together on the same team. Do you know what I'm saying? Like that makes sense because in practice, they'd always try to make us like basically put each other down.
I remember this one coach had told me,
I feel like I can't hear you.
I can't. Yeah, I know. I couldn't hear me for a long time. Mine goes in and out. You can't hear me. Can you hear me now? Hello? Hello? Can you hear me? I can hear myself now.
Yeah.
Okay. Hopefully it wasn't bad the whole time.
I know.
But no, I remember, because we'll be like honest a little bit, like commitment level, I was probably more committed a little bit than Jenyl was at one point. I remember this one coach had told me, you, as responsibility as a sister, you need to tell her to be better. You need to go tell your sister. Why don't you go tell your sister when she wakes up? Sis, blah, 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 or something. And I was like,
shut the fuck up.
For real. I was like, bro, shut the fuck up.
No,
Janelle's not going to listen to me anyways.
But I don't even listen to you, coach. I'm going to listen to my little sister. But I'm not going to toot my own horn or anything. But, like, we were just naturally a little bit more gifted than some people. So we didn't have to work as hard. And we would still be up there with the big dogs. At least me, but I don't know about you. But you're also a little shorter and not as, like, stalky as me. So, like, the bigger girls could just, like, kind of push you a little around more because they were obviously fatter than you. Bigger, you know. But, like, we didn't have to try as hard to keep up with them. Now, were they better shooters? Yes. Better dribblers? Yes. Even on the soccer field? Better? Yes. But they were never going to just beat us flat out every single time. That just never happened. We didn't have to work as hard. And that would have pissed the coaches off most because they would want us to look bad. And we just never would look bad. And you know exactly which coach I'm talking about. Would try to put every best girl he had on me. And they would never score on me. I'm like, I don't need to go to your 20-hour practices and have these girls still score on me. Mm-hmm. And, like, that's what I hated about that. But, sorry, we're talking about good things. But keep going. Because I just hated how they try to make us always look bad. Not even just us,
you
but,
took,
like
all of my good things. Like, you just ran with it.
Sorry. I said one good thing was the traveling.
No, you went one good thing, and then you went on, because it's our best friends, and blah, blah, blah. And
traveling with your best friends.
So, basically,
she's just hating on me. Look at her. No, trying to put me down again.
On my list, it was, like, so basically what I like is, like, you had your community, and you had your traveling and your friends. That was, like, my thing. But you literally just took that and, like, rolled with it on your one thing.
I really did.
No, but honestly, at like a realistic or legit point, like, I think, like, it was fun to travel with your best friends.
Yeah.
Because you were with them 24/7, 7 days a week. And also, too, depending on, like, who or no, I won't even say that. But
And even where you went
we
to.
grew up together. It was like
Yeah.
from 7th grade, 6th grade,
To
and
like
then we
senior year of
to high school. So you saw
yeah.
like all of their like good and bad, and we kind of grew up with things. And then no matter like what the coaches or teams, like we kind of like were supportive of each other. Like there was like a couple of people
no matter how
that
hard they
we
try to put us down.
didn't like, obviously,
Right.
but like your core friends was like, we were very supportive. Like we
Yeah.
understood like, okay, like I know so and so is not gonna want to train with me because they're like not about it, and then
Yeah.
vice versa. Like I'm
And
not gonna
yeah.
get mad at them because
No,
I know
seriously.
them.
And even sometimes, like, again, this whole episode, I'm not trying to showboat or do anything. That's what I feel like I sound like. But even sometimes, well, no, because I'm saying, like, I don't want to sound like, I was the best player ever. But, even sometimes when you knew you were just better than somebody, like, I wouldn't try to make them look bad. Even knowing I know I could easily take the ball, I know that they can't score on me. I easily could make them look bad if I wanted to. I just wouldn't do that because again, they were my friends. We're not here to like embarrass each other, and like they really wanted us to like really embarrass each other to say who's the best.
Honestly, like that's one thing that because like I would get in trouble so much.
Then you get in trouble for you're not going hard enough on your own friend.
Yeah,
like shut
it's
up.
Like to me, because like both ways. Like to me, it was like if I knew like my level was a little bit different. Like I would never want
That's
to
a
like.
nice way to say it.
Yeah,
my level's a little different.
I wouldn't blatantly like make it hard for him. Like I know this girl can't go between the legs and go past me. No, so like I know that, she knows that, the coach knows that. So why am I gonna take the ball? Like let me just like defend her, make her better, not embarrass her.
Dude, those were the worst. They would be like,
one-on-ones.
They'd be like again.
Yeah, like that's what I'm
and it was
about.
like, no, I'm not going to take the ball from her.
Yeah.
Or sometimes when you just had a really bad day, like a really bad practice, and just nothing is going right, and you just have to continue to practice. You can't just like walk out. Was like the most annoying feeling ever, especially when we would, because sometimes we used to use Southwest gym before we even went to Southwest. Do you remember? So weird. And those were like the worst practices for me. And I was like, is this like foreshadowing to the future in high school or what? Because I just were so bad. And then on top of that, what made it worse was we would, again, how we mentioned thousands of times, they were like our best friends. We would all hang out afterwards. So I was like, if we had a bad practice and we're angry, it's like, I don't want to see you at the barbecue this weekend. Like, no, bitch, fuck you. But,
Or like if you had like outside, like funny part was like when you had like outside drama, like non-basketball related, and then you had to like come to practice and like
guard each other.
That was the most awkward thing, because like, oh, like now I'm gonna really be upset. Like I'm gonna take the ball from her. Or I'm gonna go
like
harder.
Such drama.
But I do want to say one thing with like just this whole like not AAU, but like in sports in general. Like I feel like one thing that pisses me off is like the like persona that you're like the best person to ever walk on the court, field, track, whatever.
Seriously.
Like I really feel like there's just be honest. Like there's people that like I know in that AAU community that kind of like, it's so annoying. It's like they really believe like there was like nobody better than them. Like I feel like to me,
and then you go up to Dallas and they got 20 bitches just like you.
That's what I'm saying. Like I feel like to me, like I was very like honest. I felt like I know I was good, but there was people like down the street that was better.
Right.
You know, as they should. They work harder than me. They're faster than me, and they're just naturally better than me.
Mm-hmm.
So I hated when like I would like train or like be around people, and then they would be like, "Oh, I'm better than this," or like, "Oh, I don't have to do that because I'm better than so and so," or like, "Someone's not better than me."
But it's like you could still get your shit
and they would
smacked here.
pin people against each other, and I'm always
Right.
like, especially on the same team. I hate when people like compete against each
We're
other on
playing
the same
against
team.
other teams together. Exactly. Like we shouldn't be going against each other. We're playing on the same team. We wear the same uniform.
Yeah,
bitch.
I know. And people are like, I'm better than you. What does that have to do with anything? Like, we're both, like, obviously losing to a team together.
I'm better. I'm like, bitch, well, I'm prettier than you, ho. Because these bitches out here, I'm telling you, they focus more on school than their beauty, okay? I'm just
like,
saying
I
that.
know, like, there's people better than me. I know I was better than people. But I just feel like I wouldn't, like, even our parents. Like, our parents wouldn't make excuses for, oh, I know Gotti's not as strong as so-and-so. And they'd be honest. Not, oh, well, Gotti's, like, the same. But, like, you know, so-and-so, they... all these like excuses. Like,
no, you know something else that I
just
hated?
be honest.
Something else that I hated? It was when they would say, if you only worked twice as hard as you did this, imagine how good you would be. I think I know exactly how good I would be. That's why I'm not doing it, because I don't want to do it. If I wanted to do it, I would have done it, okay? I hated being told that. And you would always get told in front of everybody, like how you mentioned how we were talking about boys, something like that. If you worried about your nails as much as you did, how much you dribbled, imagine where you'd be.
No, I remember Coach
Okay,
Avy
I love how my nails look. Still beating your girl. Okay,
like Coach Avy. There's this. If you went to Southwest basketball team, but like, do you remember? Do you remember the free throw drill? It's not. Is it called the Larry Bird drill, where you had to make the free throw like 1, 2, 3?
Oh, the
4
Larry
in a row?
Bird drill. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember. Obviously, like
Or like the eagle or something
I
like
think
that.
it was a Larry Bird drill.
Yeah, I've
No,
done
it wasn't. It wasn't Larry Bird drill. Larry Bird drill was the 3-point one.
It was like an eagle, or we
Yeah.
have to like.
I don't know. It was a free throw game. I hated free throws. I hated spending time with free throws. As a point guard, I
so
probably
annoying.
should have
Free
focused on
throws
that.
make or break games.
And I remember like vividly like never taking that serious. I just hate shooting free throws. And
But
then,
you know what? They do bite you in the
well,
ass.
obviously, if you watch the Duke game, yes, free throws
do bite you in the ass. I will say that.
But like Coach Avery would like blast me one time about my free throws, whatever, and it was like, to me, it's like I knew exactly what I have to do, and I still didn't want to do it. Like,
I feel like we're talking a lot about basketball because I was like, I could relate to like select soccer, but you never played it, or you did when you were a child, but not when you're older. So it's like hard to, because I was thinking of like something funny that happened with soccer, but I was like, you
I
won't
didn't play
understand.
soccer.
Yeah, so I
well,
guess we're
not
talking.
select.
Yeah,
But honestly, I said the AAU thing, like, it's just that whole, I think, just like to wrap up, I think that whole like
era of our life.
or just like factor of life is just so crazy. It's like a money making business,
Yeah.
a toxic business, but also like a super fun environment.
Yeah, it's
at
all in
once.
one. And honestly, if you're good, you're playing select. It's just no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Unless you're scoring 40 points every single high school game you play, no matter what team. If you're scoring 10 goals every single game, no matter what team, that's the only way you're going to get looked at by colleges. Colleges only go to high school games when they already know which player they're coming to come look at. You know what I mean? Like, you're not going to go.
If it's like to some NAIAs go.
Yeah, let me take that back. Big schools aren't coming to your high
D1,
school game
D2.
D1. Yeah. Like, again, unless, because there's some people who didn't play select because they couldn't afford it or because they didn't understand that world or whatever, that would have schools come look at them, but they were scoring 20 plus every single game, no matter what team you play, or goals scoring 4 or 5. It's very rare.
Mm-hmm.
But if you want to go to a big school, you have to play select. There's just no ifs, ands, or buts about it.
You know what's funny? Like, you can obviously tell that we weren't like passionate about basketball as much, but there's this one girl who went D1 and she like left a full ride scholarship because she wasn't playing. I said, girl, you want to ride that bench?
Girl!
Ride the bench, get your free education. Who
Girl,
gives
because
a
at the end of the
crap?
day, I'm graduating this stage whether I play or not. Okay, for free.
I know. Isn't that funny?
Because some people really get mad if they don't play. But I don't play at all, but my school's still getting that check. I'm chilling.
Like, honestly, like, even
I
like
do less work, and I don't have to worry about film.
even like in high school and AAU,
Yeah.
like in college, like to me, like even though I knew I was good, I still would not get mad if I didn't play. Like if you
Same.
sat me, I would have been cool as a cucumber. Like I would hate when people would put me in tough situations. Like, you know what? I just want to sit on the bench with my friends, laugh,
Talk.
I hate it when they're
Dude,
like,
tell me about it.
Karyssa, go get her. I'm like,
Dude, I wouldn't even care if I played 1 minute or I didn't come out the game. Like, less work for me to do. I'm less tired, less time for me to get embarrassed, to make mistakes.
Me
But I
either.
can say I'm glad I never got my ankles broken in public or even at practice. That's never happened to me. And I'm very glad. That's the most embarrassing thing that could happen to a basketball player is getting your ankles broken in front of an entire
I never
gym.
got my ankles broken. However, well, first of all, I'm not gonna make an excuse for myself, but these girls were just night and day better than me. It was
Right.
like night and day,
Mm-hmm.
no comparison. And
What
I had
I
to
do-
guard
this
them.
is what I do, guys.
I was like, Karyssa, go against so and
Oh
so.
god, that was the worst.
I was just like, you know what?
I
preparing
always
myself.
gave my distance. That's the trick, everybody. Everyone out there playing basketball, you don't get your ankles broken if you have a good distance.
When you're going against the people like the girls I went against.
guys, I
distance-
played against them too in high
yeah,
school.
but we're like different people.
We're different. Girl, I had to be freaking doing posts. My little short ass. That's how sad our
Yeah,
school
but we're
was.
different people, and I didn't get my ankles broken, but I just got left.
Okay, getting left and running behind and trying to do one of those
was
is
like
way
a
better
look
than
back.
getting your ankles broken, period. I'd rather do that any day than
Like I
get my
said,
ankles broken because that's so
next.
embarrassing. You just the whole gym. Ooh. Oh, God. I would feel so bad for that happen to girls because I'm like, damn, that's embarrassing.
Yeah, but I mean, it happens to the NBA players.
That's true.
So like,
If it happens to them, it can happen to anybody.
yeah,
But to wrap this whole thing up, we just made it sound awful. Don't get us wrong. Select sports was such a huge part of our life. Impacted us greatly. And it's something I would never take back. I just wish I would have enjoyed it more. Maybe embraced it a little, look at it through a different mindset to maybe embrace it a little bit more now that I'm younger. But it was a fun thing. And I liked seeing people from different schools because you got to kind of experience especially when you'd go to like hang out with people at different schools and their friends, kind of see the
I remember
change.
like when we went to go to select practice, we'd meet up and like, at least obviously San Antonio was like super small, so we'd go there and be like, oh, so and so, like they would talk crap about like our school and be like, dude, y'all school. And, like,
Oh,
talk about
not
crap
this.
about-
I mean, I'm sorry, but our school always coming last.
But we would be talking about like, oh, that girl on your team, like tell her
Oh,
watch your mouth,
dude,
I don't like. I'm like,
yes.
girl on your
We didn't even
team.
talk about that when we would actually like play against, like, obviously because we played select sports, we all played high school. So when we would play against their high school, like it was always
so
a fun, like where we
funny.
would give each other hugs, but we would like obviously try to win.
Yeah.
I don't think we ever, actually that's a lie, we lost to Reagan, which was Anya's school. I think that was the only school out of all of our teams that we lost to was Reagan.
Do you remember when she like we were like upset and she told Karen, "Tell them I'm sorry and I love them."
Oh yeah,
Remember?
oh shout out to Yanni.
Shout out Tanya.
But yeah, that was a quick little. It was not very quick. That was a crazy episode, and it's so unrelatable if you don't play sports. But it was a crazy thing how we made a joke about this beginning. Like you would really be up at 6. At least I had a soccer game at 6:30 in the morning.
That is just stupid.
6:30. But you have to remember, soccer games are like 2-4 hours long, which I don't understand. So they have a full day of games. But I remember because Dad made me take NyQuil, so I make sure I went to bed early the night before because we had to wake up
Yeah.
at 5 to warm up. We were
That's
high school, by
stupid.
the way. I have a 6:30 game. Don't understand that. But just that's the kind of lifestyle you
Stupid.
had. And then you remember we have late games like 8 p.m.
Yeah.
and then have to be up the next morning for 8 a.m. game because you lost or whatever you lost or win, kind of dictated whatever. We should do a whole other episode on this because we didn't even talk about the drama with the parents to get into fights.
That's a
That-
whole other episode.
That's a whole other episode. But yeah, so basically, if you guys didn't play sports, you won't relate to this episode at all. If you did not, and you were wondering what select sports life was, it was toxic. It was 7 days a week, 3 times a day, and you had a lot of fun meeting friends.
And you traveled.
Yeah, sign up today. If I heard this episode, I would say I'm glad I never got to do that.
Honestly, I just wanted to we'll wrap it up. A disclaimer. Like
We're
there's-
very grateful. And
No,
thankful.
we're grateful, but like me and Jenyl, and we speak for a lot of people sometimes, but we
Hold
were
on,
just
I think we speak for about 85% of select
okay,
players.
but
to
like
be
we
honest.
just me and Jenyl were players that were good, but we're not dedicated. So if you were dedicated and love the sport, your experience is probably gonna be completely
probably like these bitches so
different.
bitter.
But we just weren't on the same path. So that's what
Yeah,
I'm
we
saying.
weren't on
Like,
the
you know
same
what I
path.
mean?
But like I said, it was about 85%.
Because a lot
Because
of people-
only that 15% really was dedicated and really wanted to be there and never complained.
Yeah, but we weren't those. That's why it looks like.
Yeah, that's why look, we complained a lot. Even though it was our 100% not our choice
choice.
to be there because our parents kind of forced us after a while. But yeah, so like, how do we say? It was toxic, but sign up. But no, so thank you guys again so much for listening. This was a very technical difficulty episode, I definitely would say. I had a lot of fun talking with Karyssa. She's back here. So thanks for coming back, sis.
Always welcome.
She's always our fill-in guest if the other sister is not here. But make sure to follow us, like, and subscribe on YouTube. Share. You can watch us on Spotify. I think Kara might keep doing that or might not. But definitely always watch on YouTube. Subscribe to the podcast on Apple Podcasts. Leave a review there. Leave a review on Spotify. And share this to your story. Tag us. Today's emoji we're going to say is the basketball emoji. Or the soccer one, whatever. If you made it this far to the end after all of our blabbering and complaining that we have done. Anything you'd like to say, Chris?
Nope.
Karyssa. She had a coach that called her Karyssa instead of her real name, so I always randomly call her that. Karyssa. But again, thank you guys so much for listening. And whether you played select sports or you didn't, or you want to, or now you want to quit, just always remember to do you, sis.